No doubt about our top story this week. It has to be high-speed rail, doesn't it? 14 years from now, you could be travelling from Birmingham to London in 45 minutes. The line will cost £17 billion. Your ticket, well, maybe not quite that much. The Transport Secretary, Justine Greening, celebrated with a visit to the Midlands on Wednesday, but opposition remains undaunted. Peter Plisner reports.
So, in the opening round of the battle over HS2, it's those in favour 1, those against 0. But with a scheme that's still potentially 14 years away, there's still lots to play for. Although most had predicted the shape of last week's announcement, for some, including those who could lose their homes, it was still clearly upsetting.
My home of 27 years is going to be demolished. For what? For train.
Enter the Transport Secretary, Justine Greening, with the promise of a new package of compensation.
There's already some statutory laws in place for these kinds of situations, but we're going to go over and above that, and I'll be consulting in the spring on a final package of proposals that are absolutely intended to provide support.
While protesters were disappointed that the controversial scheme had got the go-ahead, the business community was overjoyed, although some supporters clearly wanted more.
Can I ask whether the discussions about extending the route to Scotland have also included looking at bringing the fast trains through Birmingham and into the Black Country?
Although that seems unlikely, the announcement was good news for Birmingham's rundown east side. And this is the proposed site for the Birmingham city centre high-speed railway station. As you can see, the city centre itself is very close by. It's next to the West Coast Main Line, and this site itself, as you can see, is ripe for development. So there's a lot at stake when it comes to HS2, and still many years of legal and planning wrangles to go through before the line can become reality. One thing is clear, it's not going to be easy.
Yes, the battle line's apparently drawn for many years to come. Peter Plisner reporting there. Well, also with us here today is Councillor Bob Stevens, the Conservative Deputy Leader of Warwickshire County Council. I've heard suggestions, Bob, that some of your colleagues in local government around the country, particularly those on this proposed line, feel betrayed by what's going on at Westminster. Is that the way you see it?
Not really. I think that the local MPs have been very supportive, bearing in mind that Warwickshire County Council and the 5 districts voted unanimously, cross-party, against this scheme. We've had very good support from our Conservative MPs. I think I'm a bit disappointed with Justine Greening in a way, in that she opposed the Heathrow Airport, saying that local opinion should be listened to.
Now, of course, there is talk of a combined legal challenge by local authorities. What's going on with that and other shire counties? Yeah,
there's a group called 51M, which covers the London boroughs, the shire counties up the line, the district counties, councils, the borough councils, and indeed Coventry and Leicester, which aren't on the line but also can see a disadvantage. And we will be meeting, I hope by the end of the month, to decide which way we're going to go.
But are you convinced that Warwickshire would be at a disadvantage because of this? I mean, the county is not an island, and surely it could actually benefit from any regeneration that does take place in Birmingham. A lot of the people who live in your county actually make their money in the city, don't they?
I think the benefit to Warwickshire is very minimal. It's going right the way through from London to Birmingham, stopping nowhere. I don't think people realise that. And that as far as Warwickshire is concerned, and even the former Minister of Transport, Mr Hammond, said that there would be no gain for Warwickshire, but a bit of pain.
So what then is your concern about the business case overall, so far as it's been presented?
I think the business case is flawed from the word go. It goes extremes in what it assumes in its assumptions. Right at the end of the scale, and it's based over 60 years. Well, who knows that in 60 years, plus 20 years to build the thing, what the situation is going to be.
Well, there we are. We hear that. I mean, obviously, we've seen the real upset on the line of this route, James. What do you say to Bob there, who obviously has argued very cogently about his objections to it?
Well, I understand the view, but in the end, I think the government had to make a decision about the long-term future of Britain's railways, that we've got capacity problems on the London to Birmingham line. That line is going to be full by the 2020s. And we need to invest in Britain's long-term infrastructure.
But Warwickshire doesn't get anything out of that, does it?
But in the
end,
might
even get a worse service from places like Rugby.
In the end, we need to be investing in the future of the West Midlands economy. And I think high-speed rail is going to make a major contribution to that by improving links between London and Birmingham and up into the northwest, It's going to help in the whole project of rebalancing the UK economy over the long term. So I think it's a good decision. It's a difficult decision, but governments sometimes have to make those decisions in the long-term interests of the country.
Valerie Vans, what's your position? Because we do see this very big political alliance at Westminster with the main three parties in support, in broad terms, of HS2.
I think what was so good was that there is cross-party support. Where we slightly differ with it, with the government's role in this, is that when the hybrid bill goes through, that they should also include the Y parts, the bits that go up to Yorkshire and Manchester.
Although Justine Greening was suggesting that there could be a bit of progress on that.
Well,
she might try and join
I think
us.
she is, but I would just say to people in Warwickshire,
yes.
I think this is about something much broader than just local issues. I think you have to think about the good of the whole country, and there is a cross-party, unusually, cross-party consensus on what's happening. But for the people of Warwickshire, you can actually get to Paris if you come to Birmingham. People in the West Midlands can get to Paris in 3 hours, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic.
I think this is a little bit akin to buying a new sports car. We'd like to have it, but we can't afford it, and we do not much better with the money. Spend it better, improve the infrastructure, and it is the infrastructure that needs improving. Don't forget, this railway is going from the middle of London, Euston, not St Pancras, to a mile outside Birmingham. So it's a new station, and that's it. And what's it going to achieve to benefit even your own constituencies?
Yeah. No, the point of the infrastructure is that some of the local business can actually move their goods quicker. I mean, I've got businesses in my constituency that are taking work back from places like China.
So I think that's take free.
I think the central
Yeah.
point is that you could make a decision to continue to patch up the railway in order to improve capacity, or you could make a good long-term strategic decision in the interests of the country to improve capacity by investing in the most appropriate technology, and HS2 is that.
But you're both Black Country MPs, and not everybody in the Black Country, as we heard from Ian Austin, is absolutely jubilant about this. Is there not danger that you heat up Birmingham and the Black Country in other areas?
Well, no, I don't accept that.
They are looking at connectivity, aren't they?
Well, I don't accept that. I think the Black Country will benefit from the improvements to the line. It will take capacity out of the existing network and make sure that we can develop better infrastructure in the Black Country. And I think it will have long-term benefits to the Black Country.
Bob, I think we'll give you the final word for you. Are you in danger really of putting your local parochial interest, if I can put it that way, in front of the bigger picture which our MPs are mentioning?
I don't think so at all. I think that it's not going to take freight, so there'll be more freight on the other lines. There'll be less trains on the other lines because they've said to get passengers to go onto HS2. You talked earlier on in your introduction about the cost of rail fares. It's £158 now, the return from Birmingham to London. If you allow for the inflation at 5%, it's going to be nearly £300.
Justine Greening says that she wants a value-for-money fare system. It's got to be accessible for large numbers of people. That's the business case that she was clear about that in the Commons on Thursday.
I think if you read her report, and in fact it's on page 6, they say it will only be low value for money. And I think that sums it up.
We will see. To be continued.